Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you, tuning into the day's energy, seeing what divine messages of guidance come through. This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Before I get started, I want to invite you to a live tarot reading, coaching psychic tools class that I'm offering on March 6th, Thursday, March 6th, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's 1 hour, $25. It's a transformational group reading. A very powerful place for transformation. In this reading, we'll be looking at blocks and limitations in your solar plexus chakra, your seat of personal power, anywhere you've felt disempowered, anywhere others are unconsciously draining your energy, and any blocks in your base chakra, in your physical health, in your physical world, any blocks or limitations so you can create the version of you prefer and the life that you prefer living. So, bringing your transformational intentions, things you want to transform, and feels like a powerful space for transformation and change, especially with a group intention around that. So, hope to see you there. If that sounds interesting, there's a link in the description box below. It says transformational group reading, and you can click on that link, read more about it, and see, feel, sense if that's the right place for you, the right time. If the time doesn't work out, it will be available. I'll record the event and put it up on Patreon. So, all right, let's get to your reading. Hope to see a lot of you there. So, all right. Let's get to today's reading. What do we need to know? Thank you. What's hidden from the viewer? What would be helpful? Moon card, of course. What's hidden? Okay, moon card and then another couple cards. What's the outcome? Thank you. All right, the overall energy of this reading. Wow. Knight of Swords, Hermit card, Emperor, Queen of Wands. All right. Knight of Swords is a communique, fast-moving energy. This could be an idea coming in quick, a new idea, new perspective. It feels like this idea could be coming in quick, that you're perceiving some new idea, some new concept. Hermit card, it feels like you've been alone, isolated. You've been journeying alone. For some of you, this feels very purposeful, so you can find yourself, so you can find your enlightenment, tune into your energy. This feels wise to be isolated. At least it feels like in this isolation you've learned a lot about yourself, what's yours, what's not yours. Feels like it's helped you find and attune to your higher self, to your wisdom. Emperor. Oh. There's a need to take action, to take the lead. This Emperor looks very intuitive. Looks like a magic man, like a shaman. I get the feeling that you taking the lead, you stepping into Emperor mode is with your new enlightenment, your new alignment. It feels very magical, the way you're showing up, very different than how other leaders show up. Feels like I'm talking to somebody who's got a lot of magic. Access. What do I mean by magic? Connection with the non-physical world. And a way to communicate so you aren't flying blind, where you can tune into non-physical energies, receive messengers in this Knight of Swords. That's why I was getting like an idea coming in, an inspired idea. It feels like you have a lot of guides. Okay, you have a team of angels around you, guardian angels, archangels for protection. Ancestors, loved ones who have crossed. They're all supporting you. You have so many beings in the non-physical who have their focus on you, and this magical way that you are stepping into leadership, taking the lead. Queen of Wands. There's a need to take action on something. Both the Emperor and the Queen of Wands are fiery energies. Aries. It feels like, there's a need to take lead, and then there's also this energy. It's a magical way of taking the lead. It feels like you have tuned into your feminine energy and are very attractive at this time. Look how these little sparkles over her head. Feels like there's a lot of magic being drawn towards you. Why do I keep saying magic? This feels magical. Magic is, as I'm looking at the energy, it feels like it's magical because you're doing something so uniquely you. You've taken the time to find yourself, find your energy, find your attunement, find your enlightenment. And the way you're stepping into leadership is like no one else has ever done. And it feels like it's time to take the lead, to strike, to go towards what you want, but also it feels like as you go towards, make moves towards what you want to create, what you want, that you are attracting that to you. So you might feel like, I've got 5 miles of work to do to get to where I want. But once you start taking the steps, taking action towards what you want can find you and comes in quickly. And the bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. It feels like this is a very fortunate time for you. Lucky. You're lucky. You've created luck. This isn't just happening. This isn't just dropping in on you. You have put yourself in, you've readied yourself to meet luck. What is it when opportunity meets preparation. You've been preparing for this meets opportunity. And so it seems magical. You seem a bit magical. Not gonna lie. There's something, some shift. Wow. All right, let's, 8 of Swords. There's some limitation. What's this? What's this 8 of Swords stuff? There's been some type of limited belief around heartbreak, around a betrayal. Boy, another Knight. Okay, let's put all these out. Feels like I'm telling a story here. Feels like there's been limitations and heartbreak and betrayal. It's time to take action. I was getting that because it feels like there's a group of people. This taking the lead and going towards whatever, creating something that you want, time to take action. It's not going to take as long as you think it's going to, because it feels like once you start taking some steps to create what you prefer, just taking some action, then it's like it opens up something as you go out to meet, and whatever this is that you want to create, it comes in a lot quicker than you think. Some of you have some fears that are coming up. It doesn't feel like these fears are going to get the best of you. It feels like you're healing from them. You're facing them. You're letting go of these limitations about who you are and what you're allowed to create for yourself. There's a need to just take an action. Just take a step. It feels like that might be what's stopping you, is it feels like it's such a big thing that you want to create. And so you don't even know where to begin and what to, just a step. One step in the 3D. Just do a little bit. 10 minutes towards whatever it is you want to create. An hour. Just a little bit today. A little bit every day. Because it looks like what I'm getting is there are people in this world waiting for what you have to share with the class. There's some enlightenment that you've come to, something that is magical, enlightening. And it feels like you have something from your journeys to share with the rest of us, that the rest of us are wanting to hear. Okay, here's another way of looking at this. There are people out in the world who are asking in a very powerful way for someone to bring in this enlightenment, for someone who has communication, who has access to information that you have learned, wisdom, whatever it is that I'm tuning into, and they don't know. They're asking. They can't access this information themselves. And so what I'm sensing is that you are being called into a version of yourself to become the manifestation for these people So it's not that you are stepping into leadership and wondering, are people going to, you are being called into this position to be an answer for, you're being called, you have the answers. You have some information, some enlightenment. And why you might be feeling a calling to this is because you literally are being called to help people by being by being yourself, by stepping into a version of yourself that can share this information, that can help lead others. Maybe through what you've gone through has allowed you some type of enlightenment. And there are others who just can't learn the way you've learned, don't understand, and it feels like you can share that. You can share that information, share that wisdom, share the path. You might be a light worker, a way shower. So it feels like if you step into this Emperor mode and Queen of Wands energy, taking action towards whatever it is that you want to create, feels like it's allowing people to let go of devil energy, toxic energies, seeing that that's not an option. And it's like you bring this vitality, this spark of potential, a new way of seeing things, a new way of feeling about life and about the world. It feels like you give life. You breathe life into people who feel very stuck. You figured something out. And it breathes life, this new life into people, hope. Oh my gosh. Now I don't feel stuck. Now I feel this new spark of life, of vitality. Because instead of keeping this information to yourself, which is fine and you're welcome to do, this reading is for someone who has a calling, feels like there's some type of leadership, some type of role that they want to play. And so it feels like you're sharing what you know. You're no longer keeping it to yourself. It feels like you're sharing with the rest of the class. Wow, this feels very specific. In what's hidden, we have the Moon card. When I'm recording this on the 12th, February 12th, on the full moon. Moon card is something hidden. Yes, I feel like the Moon card, we've also got Golden Retriever and a wolf. It feels like you have experienced life in a very domesticated way, and you have tuned into your wild side, your magic, and brought a lot more balance. You're not as domesticated, which feels like it cut you off from your intuition, from your magic. There's something about the reflective properties of the moon, too. It feels like you have a way of shining a light, helping people see themselves better through reflecting with you. It feels like you have access to both your domesticated aspect and your wild side. and which has the magic. And it feels like that's part of what you're sharing with others. All right, the rest of the cards: Six of Pentacles, Seven of Cups reversed, the Magician reversed. Okay. Feels like whatever you invest in, whatever you're creating, stepping into your leadership, that, wow, Six of Pentacles, lots of abundance coming in around this idea. So some of you might be concerned about finances, you know, all this talk about magic and following your desires and sharing this information. That's great, but I got rent due. I got bills. And what I'm getting here is that, oh, I'm hearing build it and they will come. This feels like much more abundant than you might perceive. A lot of people investing in you, wanting to gift you, because you have access to some information that they don't have access to, and they're willing to compensate for this information, for you doing the work. Whatever this is, it feels like there's a lot of blessings. Okay. I'm getting there. You might need to let go of beliefs. So years ago, I'm still an artist, a painter mostly, and went to school, was an art major, interned in New York with two relatively well-known artists in their own perspective fields, did commissioned work, sold my own work. So when I interned in New York, one of the artists is still a pretty well-known feminine female artist who deals with feminine issues, was censored in the 70s in Cincinnati. And she shared in the months that we worked together a lot of stories of inequality, that women can't make money in art, that women in art make so much less, and it's already, art is a difficult field to make a living from. So she kept sharing with me, and I kept perceiving and believing and saying, wow, I'm just never going to make money off of this. And I made some money, wasn't rent money, it wasn't consistent enough, but it was enough to keep me having a studio and paying for all the supplies, because my art was generally tended to be very large scale abstract paintings. So that picture and all that talking and those beliefs, I couldn't get around those beliefs. And that's what it feels like. There's some mindset of, I can't make money. This is not, it doesn't have to be true. Georgia O'Keeffe, and I'm sure there are plenty of other artists that don't have that limitation, and so they don't experience it. And for you, you might be a spiritual teacher or some type of energetic teacher, and there might be poverty blocks around that. Feels like there are finances to support whatever you want to do. There's just a need to have a belief and tune into those energies. I'm going to move on. Okay, Seven of Cups reversed. There's a lack of options by someone. Magician reversed. A lack of options. Some of you have a belief that someone can block you. Someone in your life, yes, some immature person has created a lot of pain for you. And it feels like this has been a story of yours, a true story of being blocked, of being hurt by someone, purposefully trying to make it so you don't have any options, so you don't enjoy life. This person feels miserable. What I'm seeing here is a need to tell a different story, to let this go. Ace of Cups. A new story, new flow. So a belief system, instead of this person has blocked me, and it feels like this old story of being blocked can keep continuing to keep you blocked. There's a need to tell the story differently. In the past, people have been able to block me, but I'm too powerful now, and I don't want I'm the creator of my reality, and I no longer accept and allow people to block me from my blessings. Nobody can create. Oh, I love this one. Nobody can create with my energy. Nobody can create in my reality unless I give them permission. I'm the creator of my reality. All those beliefs feel like they're closer to what you would prefer to live. There's a need to stop telling the story that somehow someone can affect you. It's disempowering you. It also feels, for some of you, it gives you an excuse not to try, not to do anything. Any difficulties or challenges that arise, it's this person, instead of, I can face challenges, I can overcome challenges. This isn't coming from anywhere. This is something I can work with, I can work through. Nobody can create in my reality without my permission. Nobody has control over my story. There's a need to let that old story die down so you can become this new version of yourself. All right, in the outcome and advice, we have the World, Three of Swords reversed. That feels like what I just said. World card, ending a cycle with achievements, with accomplishments, with celebration. Ending a cycle of betrayal and heartache. Three of Swords in reverse came up in the main energy as well. You are pulling those swords out of your own heart. No longer telling that story. No longer believing in that story. No longer beating the drum of that story, which helps you end not a chapter, but like a whole book. It feels like this is a very different you showing up. If you'll allow it, if you'll allow the old story to die away and let the new story be revealed. The new story is that people invest in you. They care about you. They want to see you succeed. They want your abundant. You have abundance, not only of financial support, of clientele. You have an abundance of money, abundance of time, abundance of ease, abundance of flow, abundance of enjoyments, there's just all these streams of abundance coming into your experience. It feels like that's part of what you're going to be sharing and teaching the rest of us, whatever leadership, whatever you're taking lead on. Wow. It feels like it feels like you're utilizing what you've experienced in your life. You're using that and turning it into money, wisdom. It feels like you're not only doing this for yourself, but there's something in what you're creating that helps others do something similar to what you've been able to experience. And it feels like you are helping people end cycles, begin new chapters, be more themselves, heal from heartache. Wow. Magician upright, 8 of Wands. Okay, some of you are teaching manifesting, teaching people how to take their own magic and create the world, create who they prefer to be, who they prefer to show up as, and create the world that they prefer to live in. 8 of Wands is, it feels like once you get all your arrows pointed in the same direction, no longer talking about your past, no longer stuck in the past, no longer people blocking me, people able to, none of that. It feels like once you get all your arrows, all your ducks in the same row, your energy's not split and things really start moving. Once you start taking action on whatever this is, just a little bit every day, just bring down whatever this idea is into the 3D. Just start bringing it down. It feels like it really starts picking up speed. I get the feeling like once you start taking actionable steps towards what you want to create, where you're the leader, that it comes in very quickly. Things really start shifting. Anything else? Hermit and Emperor both came up as the overall energies, and it's a Hermit Emperor sandwich in the outcome and advice, and in the overall energy is the Hermit and the Emperor. And what I'm seeing here with how the cards fell out, it looks like it might be difficult for you to get out of that hermit mode, out of that isolation. The hermit has been independent, been journeying on their own, so they can find their own light, find their own energy, come to enlightenment. So she has climbed a treacherous path through the mountains by himself and has come to enlightenment. But there's a need for that hermit to come out of isolation and share that wisdom with the rest of the class. And it feels like it's hard to get out of hermit mode. And it might be a challenge to step into that emperor energy. It feels like I'm talking to somebody who's really, really enjoyed this isolation, enjoyed finding themselves. And it feels like it's a challenge to take the lead, to step into that leadership role. What would be helpful? What would help the viewer step into their leadership? Wow. Two of Cups. Before I pull another card, I don't feel like this is you need someone from outside to validate you, to care about you. This feels like internal. This feels like you are, you need to know that you are balanced, that you are loved, that you can do this. that you have the support that you need. Some of you might be putting this off because of not feels like you don't believe that you have the resources to do this. You don't have the stability. There's a financial aspect to this. Some of you are stuck on a past relationship, a past person, and it feels like there's so much unhappiness about a relationship where you felt unsupported and uncared for. Okay, yes. So Emperor upright, masculine energy. Some of you have been exploring a mother wound. Empress in reverse. It feels like you're stepping into, there's a potential for you to end a cycle here, to step into pre-Empress, to focus your attention on what you do want to create. The Nine of Pentacles is independent, abundant. She's learned how to train her focus. That's what I've been talking about. She's looking at what she wants to create. And so be it. She creates that into her reality. There's a lot of fertility here, a lot of abundance, a lot of ability to, because she's training her focus, she's not scattered in her energy. She's not in the past. She's not talking about things in the past and bringing them into the present. So there's something here about if you're having difficulty stepping into that emperor mode, it looks like it might be because of an unhealed mother wound. You've got this wheel of fortune. It feels like luck is on your side at this time if you allow a past story to die down and show yourself your leadership qualities. Each day, taking 10 minutes, an hour, just a little bit of time to take a step towards creating something that it feels like that's exciting, something that you really enjoy, something that brings vitality to you and to the people that you would be working with. It feels like it's happening for you and for others, that you being yourself, stepping into leadership, enjoying what you do, loving what you do, that naturally it would support you. And so you need to show yourself step by step that you can create abundance through this. Just one step at a time. And if it's a yes, then it feels like there's a lot of response coming in, that it happens a lot quicker than you might think. So, such a specific message. I hope this was helpful. So, take care. Thank you so much for being here.